This evening, first, Hurricane Beryl's devastating impact on Grenada from swift action from Ghana's Civil Defense Commission. Relief hampers packed with essential supplies have been delivered to the storm-ravaged island. Next, in Ghana's political landscape, major leadership changes as the Alliance for Change and People's National Congress reform elect new leaders. What do these shifts mean for the upcoming general and regional elections? Then, a tragic incident at a daycare in Caneville leaves a 3-month-old dead. Authorities launch a thorough investigation to find answers. Also, fire ravishes bush lot West Coast Berbice, claiming a life and destroying multiple buildings. We'll bring you the latest on the investigation into this devastating blaze. And finally, Hurricane Beryl has been upgraded to a Category 5 storm, bringing record-breaking strength and severe weather to the southeastern Caribbean. We'll bring you the latest updates on this situation and more coming up on tonight's broadcast. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for July 2nd, 2024. I'm Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, in the wake of Hurricane Beryl's devastating impact on Grenada and other Caribbean islands, Ghana's Civil Defense Commission has sprung into action to provide crucial assistance to those affected. Last evening, CDC staff members and volunteers from the CDC Volunteer Corps mobilized to pack relief hampers destined for Grenada, where the storm's destructive force has already been felt. Hurricane Beryl, classified as an unprecedented Category 5 hurricane, has already left a trail of destruction across multiple Caribbean islands, with predictions pointing to continued severe impacts. The relief hampers, packed with crucial supplies including tarpaulins, chainsaw, generators, batteries, torchlights, safety vests, hygiene items, water purification tablets, and collapsible water bottles, were swiftly dispatched early this morning. The Ghana Defense Force played a crucial role in the relief mission, facilitating the aircraft to ensure that the aid reached Grenada promptly despite the challenging weather conditions. President Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali, also serving as chairman of the Caribbean Community, expressed deep concerns and solidarity with those affected by Hurricane Beryl. The Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency has been activated to coordinate regional emergency response efforts. It will focus on mobilizing additional assistance and relief for affected communities across the Windward Islands. Amidst the ongoing storm and its aftermath, President Ali emphasized the importance of coordinated efforts between governments, regional agencies, and the private sector to provide immediate support and relief to those in need. As Hurricane Beryl continues through the region, Ghana remains committed to standing in solidarity with its Caribbean neighbors, ensuring that support and assistance reach those most affected by this devastating natural disaster. On a different note, Saturday marked a pivotal moment for Ghana's political landscape. The Alliance for Change and the People's National Congress reform underwent substantial leadership changes and reaffirmed their path forward. The Alliance for Change elected Attorney-at-Law Nigel Hughes as the new leader and David Patterson as the new chairman, signifying a notable change in the party's direction. Hughes won over Sherrod Duncan by a vote of 149 to 62, and Patterson won 150 to 69 against Jorita Fernandez. Michael Carrington was elected vice chairman, and Raphael Trotman was acclaimed general secretary. Hughes has indicated his willingness to be the opposition's presidential candidate. Meanwhile, the People's National Congress reform demonstrated its unity by confirming Aubrey Norton as the unopposed party leader. Norton will lead the party as its presidential candidate in the next general and regional elections. The PNCR also re-elected its chairman and 2 vice chairmen. Norton received 1,040 votes of the 1,066 votes cast. Sherwin Holder won the chairman position with 844 votes out of 976. Vince Roy Jordan and Elizabeth Williams-Niles were elected vice chairman. Elsa Lowe is now the treasurer. These pivotal leadership changes with the Alliance for Change and the People's National Congress reform indicate a new era in Guyanese politics. With Nigel Hughes and David Patterson leading the AFC and Aubrey Norton at the helm of the PNCR, both parties are now in the full gear for the upcoming general and regional elections. as they chart their courses forward. These developments promise to shape the landscape of Guyana politics in the months and years to come. In other news, the death of a 3-month-old Kyrie Anthony Nelson at a daycare and play school in Caneville, East Bank Demerara, has prompted a thorough investigation by local authorities. The tragic incident occurred between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. on Friday last. Owned by a 56-year-old woman currently abroad, the daycare employs 2 local teachers aged 21 and 24 from Caneville. According to a police report, the infant's mother, Rebecca Anthony, said she entrusted her son to one of the teachers at 8 a.m. before heading to work. The teacher reported receiving the child alive and fed him around 9 a.m. By 11 a.m., she had placed him in a cradle while attending to another child. It was around noon when she discovered the infant face down on his pillow with blood visible from his nostril. Efforts to revive little Kyrie was unsuccessful, and he was promptly taken to the Diamond Hospital, where medical staff pronounced him dead on arrival. The incident has prompted an investigation to determine the circumstances surrounding the infant's death, with authorities working closely to provide answers to the grieving family and the community at large. Stick around when we return. Police seize ammunition in quarantine roadblock operation, and fatal blaze claims life of car person in West Coast Perdiz.
Experience more than award-winning speed.
Way more.
Get the best that LTE has to offer on Digicel, officially the fastest mobile network in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speedtest, recognizes Digicel as the best mobile network in Guyana. With the best LTE experience and the fastest data speeds, experience it all with Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. It's Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinate soak for all you don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radical went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoons, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoons Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. How small to make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. Tragedy struck Bushlot, West Coast, Berbice on Monday night as a massive fire engulfed two buildings and inflicted severe damage on a third, resulting in the tragic death of Kar Prasad. Prasad, a resident of Bushlot, West Coast, Berbice, perished in the fire that began around 5:45 p.m. He resided alone in the upper flat of one of the buildings, with the lower flat occupied by an insurance company. Eyewitnesses reported seeing Prasad's hand through a bedroom window as the flames rapidly spread throughout the upper flat. Despite efforts from firefighters, the fire ravaged the properties before it could be contained. The inferno also destroyed a second building that housed a pharmacy and a jewelry store on the lower flat. Another building nearby sustained partial damage. Tragically, firefighters discovered Kar Prasad's burnt remains amid the wreckage. His body had been transported to the Bailey's funeral home pending a post-mortem examination to determine the exact cause of death. Authorities from the Guyana Fire Service are continuing their investigation to ascertain the origin and cause of the devastating fire. In other news, Berbice Police conducted a targeted roadblock operation on Friday along the number 51 public road in Quarantine, resulting in a significant seizure of ammunition from a red field wagon. The vehicle, bearing registration number HD 3157, was stopped and searched during the operation. Authorities discovered a cache of 490 12-gauge cartridges in 5 boxes inside the vehicle. The driver, a 23-year-old hire car driver from Smithfield, New Amsterdam, Berbice, and his 31-year-old female passenger from Blackbush, Polder, Quarantine, were immediately questioned regarding their authorization to possess the ammunition. They confirmed they were not licensed to carry such ammunition. Both individuals were promptly arrested for possession of ammunition without a license and are currently in police custody, cooperating with further investigations into the matter. The police operation underscores ongoing efforts to maintain public safety and enforce legal compliance with firearms and ammunition regulations in the region. Don't go away after the break. Trump has immunity for official acts, U.S. Supreme Court rules, and Pakistan dam construction. Ambitious multi-billion-dollar project on the way.
Not a single bar of service.
Not with us. Digicel officially has the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speedtest, recognizes Digicel as the network with the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Be it in Aishalton or in Etteringban, we got you covered.
Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. He is Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, jerk seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. She shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common Smalls make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Cab Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. CARICOM leaders met today to coordinate a response to the devastation caused by Hurricane Beryl in Grenada and the St. Vincent and the Grenadines. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves hopes for swift, actionable decisions. Some CARICOM members are already preparing aid shipments. Ghana's President Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali has already sent an aircraft with relief supplies. Gonsalves emphasized the challenges of distributing food and water, working with Grenada's Prime Minister Dickson Mitchell to coordinate deliveries. Recovery efforts will be significant, especially as St. Vincent and the Grenadines continues to deal with the 2021 volcano aftermath. An aerial tour will assess the full extent of the damage. Hurricane Beryl has now been upgraded to Category 5 as it gets closer to Jamaica. It's brought devastating wind and torrential rain to the southeastern Caribbean. Beryl is already a record-breaking storm due to its strength this early in the season. Al Jazeera's John Holman reports.
This year's Atlantic hurricane season has started early and big. Beryl, a sweet name for a serious storm, has reached the eastern Caribbean islands. The message from leaders is simple.
This is a major hurricane. It's not a joke. Wherever you have a hurricane of that type, a major hurricane of this type, cars become missiles, they're lifted up and blown into buildings, and tossed around.
Islanders have taken note, boarding up shops, packing cars with fuel, pantries with food. Sustained winds at a maximum of more than 200 kilometres an hour. Lots of rain. It's moving even now and should reach the centre of the Caribbean and some of its most populous islands by Wednesday.
There is a potential for Beryl to remain a hurricane, a powerful hurricane across the Caribbean Sea. There is also a chance of hurricane-force winds extending as far westward as to portions of the Yucatan Peninsula later this week.
Eventually, it will end up buffeting southeast Mexico before hopefully blowing itself out. John Holman, Al Jazeera.
The U.S. Supreme Court has handed down a ruling that increases the power of the presidency. It says anything a president does in an official capacity is immune from criminal prosecution. The decision will delay Donald Trump's trial on charges that he conspired to overturn the last election. Al Jazeera's Patty Kalhan reports.
The U.S. Supreme Court issuing a fundamental change to the long-held belief that in the United States, no one is above the law. Now ruling that if a president acts in an official capacity, he is immune, unable to be prosecuted for any actions he takes while in office. The Chief Justice John Roberts writing, "The nature of presidential power entitles a former president to absolute immunity from criminal prosecution for actions within his conclusive and preclusive constitutional authority, and he is entitled to at least presumptive immunity from prosecution for all his official acts." The three liberal justices issued a fierce dissent. Never in the history of our republic has a president had reason to believe that he would be immune from criminal prosecution if he used the trappings of his office to violate criminal law. Moving forward, however, all former presidents will be cloaked in such immunity. If the occupant of that office misuses official power for personal gain, the criminal law that the rest of us must abide will not provide a backstop. With fear for our democracy, I dissent, wrote Justice Sonia Sotomayor. U.S. President Joe Biden made an unexpected speech about the decision, arguing this raises the stakes for the upcoming election.
So now the American people have to do what the courts should have been willing to do, but will not. The American people have to render a judgment about Donald Trump's behavior. The American people must decide whether Donald Trump's assault on our democracy on January 6th makes him unfit for public office in the highest office in the land.
The High Court said presidents can be prosecuted for actions taken in a personal capacity and ordered the judge in Trump's trial over his involvement in the January 6th insurrection to decide what charges can move forward.
The speech that he gave on January 6th, in which he encouraged everyone to march down to the Capitol, that was a personal capacity speech. And so on remand, it shouldn't be difficult for the lower court to find that he does not have immunity for the acts of January 6th.
But the process will take time, meaning the trial will likely not take place until after the election for president, a much more powerful position now that the Supreme Court has weighed in. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Finally, Pakistan is building one of the world's tallest hydroelectric dams with a price tag of about $14 billion. It's the country's most expensive project. When complete, it will help ease the energy crisis, but its construction is facing possible delays because of security concerns. Al Jazeera's Kamal Haider reports.
This is Diamer, high up in the Himalaya mountains. It's rough terrain and the site for an ambitious multi-million-dollar power generation project, a hydroelectric dam built by Pakistan. Work here is challenging and fraught with the risk of landslides, and yet more than 7,000 construction workers and engineers are busy around the clock.
Construction is advancing in two main stages. The main stage is control of the river and building the obstacle that will allow the formation of the reservoir. And the second stage, they're going to build two underground powerhouses. They will be dug out. But the current works are river diversion, water control, and the structure for the main reservoir.
Explosives are used to break up hard rock that's carried away by trucks. Local people say the project has created jobs.
Before, many people here didn't have jobs. No one was working. We're benefiting a lot from this project. I'm earning enough to support my family, buy food and pay for my younger brothers and sisters' education.
Many small towns and even a section of the Karakoram Highway, which links Pakistan with China, will be submerged. An alternative route is nearly completed. It's Pakistan's most expensive and ambitious project, costing $14 billion. When complete, the Diamer Basha Dam will regenerate much-needed electricity, and beyond that, it will also limit the effects of damaging floods downstream. The government says it will be operational by 2029 and will generate cheap power to help mitigate Pakistan's energy crisis and improve its water storage capacity. But the project may see additional delays if Pakistan is not able to satisfy China on its security concerns. Work on major hydro projects stalled after a suicide bomb attack in March killed several Chinese engineers working on another dam on the river Indus. Islamabad says it will launch an offensive against armed groups and hopes they'll placate Beijing. Kamal Haider, Al Jazeera, Diamer, Gilgit-Baltistan, Pakistan.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's it TV2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.